Folks, I believe these three defense and weapons technology stocks are screaming buy right now. The United States and Israel just launched military operations against Iran. The Pentagon is writing the biggest defense checks in American history. And Congress just proposed $924 billion in military spending for 2026. Three companies, all directly in the path of that spending, all with real contracts, all with real revenue, all with serious analyst upside. One of them is building the drones that are rewriting the rules of modern warfare. And its revenue just exploded 1,842% in a single quarter. One of them supplies the critical components that go inside every tactical drone the U.S. military deploys, and it is the only company whose products are fully approved for military use. And one of them keeps soldiers connected on the battlefield with 5G technology. And it just reported its third consecutive quarter of revenue growth, with analysts seeing 50% upside right now. I am not going to tell you which is which yet, but here is what I will tell you. The one I am saving for last is the one that stopped me cold when I first read what the CEO said on national television, and I think when you hear it, you are going to understand exactly why I saved it for last. Now I am going to present my case for each company, and then I want you to go do your own due diligence and be your own judge. Make sure you subscribe right now and hit that bell icon. Every single day I bring you the freshest stock analysis here on Stock Alerts Daily. Do not miss a single one. Stock number 1. Now, this company has been quietly building something that the entire U.S. military desperately needs right now. Battery technology. Not just any battery technology. The kind that powers tactical drones in combat. The kind that keeps those drones flying longer in colder environments with more payload than anything the competition can produce. And the U.S. military just started buying it. Pause. This company makes advanced silicon anode battery cells, a next-generation battery technology that delivers dramatically higher energy density than traditional lithium-ion. In plain English, their batteries store more energy, weigh less, and last longer than the batteries inside every other tactical drone on the market right now. And they just closed near $15, up from $2.10 just 1 year ago. Pause. 700%. Pause. In 12 months. Pause. This company has three core things driving it right now. First, defense drone power. As the U.S. military scales up drone production to compete with China and Russia, the demand for better, longer-lasting batteries is not optional. It is a national security requirement, and this company's silicon anode cells are the answer. Second, the Iran conflict tailwind. Every military operation requires drones. Every drone requires power. Every escalation in U.S. military activity means more demand for exactly what this company makes. Third, institutional momentum. A stock does not go from $2 to $15 in 12 months without serious institutional money building a major position. The anchor contract. The U.S. Army and Air Force have been testing and procuring this company's battery technology for deployment in tactical drone systems. Real government contracts, real revenue, real procurement pipeline that is just getting started. The special angle. 1 year ago, this stock was trading at $2.10. Today it is near $15. That is not speculation. That is a company where defense procurement and battery technology are doing exactly what investors hoped they would do. And it is still early. 5 catalysts I am watching. Catalyst 1. Drone fleet expansion. As the U.S. military scales from less than 1 million drones per year toward the levels needed to compete with China, power demand for tactical drones grows directly with it. Catalyst 2. Iran conflict procurement. Active military operations accelerate defense procurement timelines dramatically. Contracts that would take 2 years to close can close in 6 months when there is a shooting war. Catalyst 3. International defense partners. NATO allies are all scaling drone programs. Each new international defense partner represents a new revenue stream for this company's battery technology. Catalyst 4. New product applications. Silicon anode battery technology has applications beyond drones, in electric vehicles, grid storage, and aerospace. Each new application expands the total addressable market. Catalyst 5. Revenue scaling. As factory capacity grows alongside defense contract volume, the revenue trajectory could accelerate dramatically through 2026 and beyond. The big picture: advanced battery technology for military drones. Government procurement already underway, up 700% in 12 months. Pause. And analysts still see meaningful upside from here. Pause. Obviously, this is a small cap stock, volatile, real risks, but a company at the intersection of battery technology and the single fastest growing category in modern defense is not something you walk past. The company is AMPX Technologies, ticker symbol AMPX. Check NASDAQ.com for the current price before making any decisions. And now for stock number 2. I said one of these three is making the critical components that go inside every tactical drone the U.S. military deploys, and it is the only company fully approved for military use. This is that company. And what I am about to tell you about the gap between America and China in drone production is going to stop you in your tracks. Stock number 2. China is producing 4 million drones per year. Pause. Russia is producing 4 million drones per year. Pause. Ukraine, a country actively fighting a land war, is producing more drones per year than the United States. Pause. The United States is producing less than 1 million drones per year. That is the gap. That is the national security crisis. And that is exactly the problem this company is built to solve. This company does not build drones. It builds the critical components that go inside drones: motors, FPV cameras, flight controllers, electronic speed controllers, the picks and shovels of the drone war. And every single product it makes is NDAA compliant, meaning it is fully approved for U.S. military and government use, while Chinese-made components are actively being banned and restricted. This is not an accidental advantage. This is a government-mandated monopoly in the making. This company has 3 core divisions. Division 1, Defense Components. NDAA-compliant drone parts sold directly to U.S. military contractors and defense integrators building tactical drone systems. Division 2, Enterprise Drone Components. Commercial drone operators including logistics, inspection, and infrastructure companies buying American-made compliant parts. Division 3, Retail and Enthusiast. The Fat Shark FPV goggle brand and Rotor Riot marketplace, generating consumer revenue while the defense pipeline builds. The Anchor contract and numbers. Revenue doubled year over year to $11.2 million in 2025. Gross margins expanded to 36% in Q4. Cash reserves of $64 million. Zero debt, and management is targeting $20 million in revenue delivery by Q2 2026, with a path to $30 million in annual revenue for full profitability. The special angle: the FCC just officially grounded Chinese drone component manufacturers from the U.S. market. Pause. Read that again. The United States government just banned the competition. Pause. When the government bans your competition, that is not a tailwind. That is a gift. 4 analysts cover this stock right now. 4 have a buy rating, 0 have a sell. The average analyst price target is $20. 5 catalysts I am watching. Catalyst 1. Chinese component ban execution. As the FCC restriction on Chinese drone parts takes full effect, every drone manufacturer in America needs an NDAA-compliant alternative. This company is that alternative. Catalyst 2. Military production ramp. The U.S. military needs to go from less than 1 million to multiple millions of drones per year. Every drone needs components. This company makes those components. Catalyst 3. Revenue acceleration. Management is targeting $20 million by Q2 2026. If they hit it, that is the inflection point Wall Street is waiting for. Catalyst 4. Iran conflict demand surge. Active military operations mean the Pentagon is accelerating every drone-related procurement timeline right now. Catalyst 5. Institutional discovery. A stock with this kind of regulatory tailwind and government contract pipeline is exactly what large defense-focused institutions look for. The big picture: NDAA-compliant drone components. Chinese competition officially banned by the FCC. Revenue doubled in 2025. Zero debt. $64 million in cash. Pause. And America needs to produce 4 times more drones than it currently does. Pause. Small cap, volatile, real risks. But a government-mandated competitive advantage in the fastest-growing segment of modern warfare is not something you see every day. The company is Unusual Machines Incorporated, ticker symbol UMAC. Check NASDAQ.com for the current price before making any decisions. And now, stock number 3, the one I saved for last, the one where a CEO said something on national television that stopped me cold. I said one of these 3 keeps soldiers connected on the battlefield. And it just reported its 3rd consecutive quarter of revenue growth. This is that company. And what the CEO just told Maria Bartiromo on Fox Business is going to land very differently after everything you just heard. And stock number 3, RCAT Holdings, ticker symbol RCAT. Check NASDAQ.com for the current price before making any decisions. Now here is what RCAT's CEO Jeff Thompson said on national television this week. He said, China and Russia are making about 4 million drones per year. Ukraine is making more than the United States, and the US is making less than 1 million per year. Pause. He then said, we have to up those numbers, and we can. Pause. That statement is not just a CEO talking up his stock. That statement is a CEO who has a U.S. Army contract telling the world that his company is the solution to a national security crisis. Now let me tell you what RCAT actually does. RCAT builds advanced drone and robotic systems specifically designed for military and defense applications. Their flagship product is the SRR Black Widow, a small reconnaissance drone deployed by frontline U.S. Army soldiers for real-time battlefield intelligence, not a concept. Not a prototype. A drone that soldiers are carrying into combat right now. This company has 3 core divisions. Division 1, Teal Drones, military-grade reconnaissance drones sold directly to the U.S. Army. Real contracts, real deliveries, real revenue. Division 2, FlightWave Aerospace, autonomous drone systems for defense intelligence and surveillance applications. Division 3, multi-domain expansion. RCAT just partnered with Allen Control Systems, integrating AI-enabled Bullfrog autonomous weapon stations into its platforms. This takes RCAT from a drone company to a multi-domain defense platform covering air, land, and maritime operations. The Anchor contract. The U.S. Army awarded RCAT a $35 million TD3 and LRIP contract for SRR Black Widow drone systems. $35 million. Pause. From the United States Army. Pause. For a drone they are already deploying in the field, the Special Angle. Q4 2025 revenue is projected at $24 to $26.5 million. That is a 1,842% increase versus Q4 2024. Pause. 1,842%. Pause. In a single quarter. That is not momentum. That is a company where Army procurement just opened the floodgates. 5 catalysts I am watching. Catalyst 1. Q4 earnings reveal. RCAT reports full Q4 results on March 18th. If revenue hits the high end of guidance, the reaction could be significant. Catalyst 2. Iran conflict urgency. Active military operations mean the Pentagon is accelerating every drone procurement timeline right now. RCAT is already in the Army supply chain. Catalyst 3. Multi-domain expansion. The Allen Control Systems partnership adds AI weapon systems to the platform, dramatically expanding the total contract opportunity. Catalyst 4. International defense contracts. NATO allies are all scaling drone programs. RCAT is positioned for international procurement contracts that did not exist a year ago. Catalyst 5. Full year 2026 guidance. Management is projecting $125 million in revenue for 2026. If that trajectory holds, this stock is fundamentally undervalued at current levels. The big picture. U.S. Army contract already signed. Q4 revenue up 1,842% year over year. Multi-domain defense platform expansion underway. 4 analysts, 4 buy ratings, 0 sells. Pause. Average analyst price target $20.75. High analyst target $25. Pause. Small cap. Volatile. Real risks. RCAT is still burning cash and building factory capacity ahead of confirmed contract flow. But a company with a signed U.S. Army contract, 1,800% revenue growth, and an active military conflict as its biggest tailwind is exactly the kind of setup that defines portfolios for the next 5 years. Let me bring this all together, because I want to make sure this lands for you. 3 defense and weapons technology stocks, all directly in the path of the biggest defense spending surge in American history. AMPX. Advanced battery technology for military drones, up 700% in 12 months, and the drone fleet is just getting started. Pause. UMAC. NDAA compliant drone components. Chinese competition officially banned. Revenue doubled. Zero debt. 64 million in cash. Pause. RCAT. U.S. Army contract signed. Q4 revenue up 1,842%. Multi-domain expansion underway. Average analyst target $20.75. Pause. These are not lottery tickets. These are companies with real contracts, real revenue, and real analyst conviction in the single most important military technology category of the 21st century. Obviously, all 3 are small cap stocks, volatile, real risks. You must do your own research, but I think if you are not paying attention to AMPX, UMAC, and RCAT right now, you are going to be regretting that in a couple of years. Pause. If not sooner. That is your 3 defense weapons technology stocks, AMPX, UMAC, and RCAT. If this video gave you value today, hit that thumbs up right now. It takes 1 second and it helps this channel reach more investors just like you. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our daily stock alerts here on Stock Alerts Daily. Drop a comment below. Which of these 3 has your attention right now? I read every single comment. See you tomorrow with another fresh analysis. Do not miss it. And as always, nothing in this video is financial advice. These stocks are shared for informational and educational purposes only. Always do your own research. Always check NASDAQ.com for the current price before making any decisions. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal.